Welcome to this week's edition of News 6. Today's program is brought to you by the 6th grade class of Tiffin Middle School. Tiffin is located 25 miles east of Findlay and 20 miles south of Fremont. Founded in 1835, Tiffin currently has a population of around 19,000 people.
For many years, Tiffin was famous for the glassware that was made in our town. Although the big factories are gone now, there are still people who continue working with glass. Reporter Jenna Lucis takes us to meet a father and son team who are still kings of their profession.
Hi, my name is Jenna Lucius, and today we are visiting King's Glass Engraving in Tiffin. Clyde King and his son David share a special talent. Both are expert engravers. Between them, they have 65 years of experience working with glass.
Glass engraving is a form of art on glassware. It makes different designs, and it covers up a lot of impurities in the glass. There's not too many glass engravers in the world today because most of the factories that had glass engravers have shut down. To learn to engrave, you have a 4-year apprenticeship. You learn right on the job in the factories. To become a good glass engraver, you have to have desire and many years experience, and you have to love what you're doing.
The King's engravings are as pretty as pictures, but making images on glass is a lot different than drawing or painting.
The process of working on glass engraving is you use aluminum oxide stones. You have to have water on the stones to keep from breaking the glass, and then you have to have glass that you can see through. If you don't like the image or if you make a mistake, you can buff it off sometimes if it's not too deep. If it's too deep, well, you can sometimes cut over and make a different pattern.
When we visited the Kings, we saw that there were many ways to decorate glass.
My favorite designs are outdoor scenes, hunting and fishing. I believe we're helping the heritage of Tiffin glass by continuing the engraving and cutting.
This is Jenna Lucius reporting for News 6.
The Ritz Theater is a special gathering place of the Tiffin area. Everything from plays to music concerts are held at the historic building. In 1998, the theater will celebrate its 70th anniversary. Reporters Jessica Creardi and September Slosser talked recently with the theater's director, Dennis Sankovich.
Hi, we are here today visiting one of the best-known landmarks in Tiffin, the Ritz Theater.
Built in 1928, it was once known as the $250,000 theater.
The Ritz Theater started as a vaudeville movie house, with vaudeville performances being a selection of variety shows. Throughout the next 40 years, the Ritz became a movie palace that showed first-run movie films. And since that time, it has been a performing arts center presenting a wide variety of community theater events, stars from stage and screen, as well as concert artists and classical symphony orchestras to individual performing artists.
After walking around the theater, I know what they mean by the old saying, they don't make them like that anymore.
Currently, the Ritz is part of the League of Historic American Theaters. This is a service organization that has over 300 members, but compared to the period of the 1920s when there were thousands of theaters across the United States, the Ritz is one of a select few of theaters that has survived and is seeing a new birth in interest and excitement. The Ritz Theater has several really interesting features. The one that I like the most is the 900-pound crystal chandelier that sits above the main floor of the theater. It has over 20,000 pieces of cut Czechoslovakian crystal and over 50 light bulbs.
To keep the theater around for future generations in Tiffin, the Ritz is currently undergoing restoration.
The Ritz Theater is a beautiful historic landmark, and I think it's important to renovate and restore landmarks in our community to create some continuity and also to create a new history for them, for other young people to enjoy with their children as they get older. And it creates a continuity of space and of place for people as they grow up to be able to say that I once sat in those seats in the balcony at the Ritz Theater and share that with their children.
This is Jessica Crerar and September Slosser reporting for News 6.
Today's Kids View question is, what's your favorite television show?
Dukes of Hazzard because I like their car generally. Full House because they always have a family problem but end up working it out at the very end.
Home Improvement because Tim Allen is funny.
Early Edition because it's full of suspense. Promised Land because I like watching shows where families help other people.
News 6 Retro.
Jacob students are participating in such things as tumbling, cartwheels, backbends, handsprings, and surprise combinations. While the performance is still to be seen, here are some of the group practicing.
Even if you don't own a computer, you have probably heard about the internet. With it, it is possible to travel around the world without ever leaving your room. Reporter Jenny Baxa tells us about a Tiffin company that can help you surf the net.
Hi, I'm Jenny Baxa, and today we're going online with Pathway Internet Services. The internet is another name for the information superhighway. My father, Larry Baxa, works for Pathway, helping people get onto the internet.
The internet, or the net, is not really a place or destination. It's a network of computers that are all linked together in order to transfer data from one computer to another any place in the world.
This is what makes it possible for someone to connect to the internet. They are called modems.
Well, the equipment you need at home to connect to the internet would be a personal computer. You would need a modem and a telephone connection, and also a internet service provider such as Pathway in order to get onto the internet. Modem is actually a term. It stands for modulator, demodulator. It is found in almost all newer computers, and all computers basically can be hooked up to a modem. What it does, it takes the digital signals that a computer recognizes and translates these into what are called analog signals, which can be sent over the telephone lines which the modems are hooked to.
Surfing the internet means that we can explore places around the world while others visit Tiffin the same way.
People can and do access Tiffin from all over the world. We have several businesses that have web pages. We have our online newspaper, and we have been informed through email from people all over the country and even around the world that they have seen our pages.
This is Jenny Baxa reporting for News 6.
That's all for this edition of News 6. Be sure to watch next week when News 6 will be brought to you by the 6th grade class of Glenwood Middle School in Findlay. Goodbye.